Hi, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent consultant with Nikken, and Hattiejane is a long-time Nikken consultant as well. And this is an independent presentation by Nikken consultants as an introduction and overview to the qualities of Nikken. And I'm going to introduce Hattiejane. She has a history as an accomplished nurse and dedicated Nikken consultant, and I'm going to invite her to share the first half of our slide presentation. So welcome, Hattiejane. I'll mute myself so we can see. Need to unmute you.
Good idea. Thank you. But let me come off of this. I was thinking I could do two. Oh, hello everyone. Thank you so much.
Oh, we've got you on two sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I splitted that one. Now, Randy, I love the painting that your husband did behind your head. That it is so wonderful. It's so much to how many of our people are so many different blossoms, different shapes, different colors, but growing so healthy.
Now we're not seeing your face at all, Hattiejane.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. I apologize. My video is not okay. I'm live. I have no idea, hon, what's going down the bike.
Yeah, I was seeing you earlier. Oh my gosh.
There I am.
Oh, there you are. Okay, good.
There I am. Okay, and there you are. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience with me. Well, it's a wonderful thing about working as a business in Nikken. We are independent, and each of us are within our own framework of our own skills and learning skills. So, and we're helping each other because we really have recognized that Nikken has created a situation that we have a very distinct business opportunity in which we can help people because it's helped us so much. And we can see the potential for making such a huge difference in how people can help take care of themselves and still have the advantage of living in a country that has a great medical system. But that we can really have more of a choice, a bigger smorgasbord, as some folks have said. Randy, would you start those lovely slides that help me stay on track for sharing the business end of this? I've been around in Nikken for a number of years, and one of the things that we found is that this wonderful slide grouping helps us stay on track to really share what is. As you see, it's the business, the people, the purpose, the products. And from the very beginning, when Mr. Masuda came forth and said, well, look, let's take this technology that we have now and our ancient wisdom of how the body does have an energy flow and mix it up. And let me build a business with this because I'm going to need money in the future. And Japan being a cash commercial industry, well, it was door to door and person to person, and we still are. And so the life in balance is really important because it's so easy to get focused on, oh, I've got to pay bills, and so you lose track of your family. And it's just a big way. The next one shows us, the next slide shows that the habits that we form and the little choices that we make over a period of time, working with people, is this the one I was thinking of? And that's where the income and the health, the relationships, the happiness, the success is done by choices that we make each and every almost hour, some moments, and days, others, and weeks, and over time, they make a difference on the degree of success we feel and how our bank account is. If you don't change, if your habits are not in balance, you can't hang on to financial health nor will you hang on to your own relationships. So, something will suffer. And so it's striving always to have that wonderful balance and good habits. And if you've got bad ones, you have time and work on time of yourself to change those habits so that you have better habits, and choices then become wider and healthier for you. And so it's not an immediate, this is not an immediate, just because it's a huge market, it's not an immediate big success, because for years I was an employee. So I knew that I would have a salary. I knew things would do, and I worked like a dog, but I couldn't get ahead of the bills. I couldn't get ahead of the savings, or if they were in savings, they had to stay there in case something would happen. So time equals money, and that's the way a lot of us survive, and thank goodness we do, and thank goodness it's there, but it's kind of limiting. And self-employed, I wound up the same thing. I went into massage therapy and being my own and creating my own practice. But then if I wasn't there to give massages, if I wasn't there to serve other individuals at the time they were ready, well, then there was just me. So again, I was back into a limited area of income. Now, as a business owner, it would be a situation in which I would create a situation in which I would be part of a group, and we'd share, and we would own, or I would own and I would employ them and they would work for me. I leverage that. But again, if I didn't pay attention, if I wasn't there right then and there and often pitching in, again, my time was very much taken in, and relationships were at risk. Then as an investor, I had money and I put it in and the money worked for me. That's great. But I have, it's not that I have expensive taste, but I have my own health needs, my own family needs, and I need more money than possibly that I would be able to come up with in order to invest in time to make an adequate income to meet my needs. So investor was not my way that I could flow with that. And then I found Nikken. And I'd never been in any situation in which I would share with people and we would work together and we would all make money, but we would all share the same dream, but we'd all be individuals. And that's where something that really has come into focus in network marketing is what they call the gig economy. And the gig economy came out of the concept that you would go intermittently to something that everybody would want, but they would only be able to take it at certain times, like the musicians do when they go and in fact, the word gig, I think, came out of the musical world, where it comes in and you go, it's your skills, your awareness, your things, your offer, but you do it intermittently to people who want or need it. They play in the clubs, they play on the concerts, they play in the thing, but it's intermittent. But that gives you more freedom and mobility and cost efficiency, and you work it at your time, depending on what's going on in your life. And because you work at your time, you're working with people in Nikken who are through the network marketing pattern works so that you work with a group that when you are successful, it's because others have been successful. You are successful, you are making money because others are making money. And as you can see, the change is like in our life situation. GM is General Motors, and Uber is a kind of a different kind of taxi service than what we were used to. And they start back in February of 2012, Uber was 60 million and GM was making 54 billion. And then we come up to 2017 and GM's increased. It's up now from 54 to 55, but Uber has gone from 60 million to 68 billion in revenue and gross income. Now that means that Uber found a way to touch something that was different, and people wanted what they had to offer. And Amazon and Walmart are in the same situation of reversing who was making the most money. And as we know, sitting here looking at the screen, we have found a way that's different than when we were in, we would go to hotels, things, we would have to travel and go to meetings individually. There was no other way. It wasn't the same getting on a conference on a telephone. We didn't have these wonderful video things. So we are taking Nikkenites are taking advantage of what is current, which is our Zoom platform. Take advantage of the Zoom platform here. And so with this collaborative entrepreneur, Randy is not in my line as in network marketing. You kind of have, you keep trees and groups, because the people that are making the money that you've helped to introduce, and they're making money, and people that know they're making money, well, that's where you said, well, let me focus on. Well, here in Nikkenites, we found that we can integrate everyone and variety of people into our sharing of this marvelous company. It's easy to integrate into your life, especially with these things. The low cost of entry is only $99 for things plus tax. So it comes out to $106, I think, in order to have a distributorship. And then it's a turnkey system because, okay, what is the product line? Well, Randy will explain to you about the products in a while, but it's like turnkey, and you're getting stuff that you're going to use, that's good for your life, or start with, or looking forward. And then you're introducing, what is this company? What are these products? What is this research that's been done? What is it of something to look into, make a different choice in your healthcare and lead to a sense of wellness and health. So whatever state you're in of health at the time you discover us. And so they have a leadership plan, which is part of this. Randy early on was doing many things, and she invited me to join her to share. And this is what I'm doing now. I'm sharing with you that I just love these things. And so we're leveraging, and off of that leverage comes the ability to compound, because reaching down, we think of reaching down are us reaching up to those who've been there before us. And in that way is how we can help people make money, how we can help people become, and one of the most, even as important, is the fact that because, well, the company's been around 43 years doing this person to person, hand to hand. It exists, it grows, it lives, and we have a wealth of experience because each of us have our own personal experience of how specifically we've used these products and how specifically it has definitely helped our health, or we wouldn't keep doing it. So share, promote, invite people to learn more and what you've learned, and share what you've learned with them. And then Nikken does all the tough stuff. It ships the products and it warehouses, it collects the money, and does our bookkeeping for us. So it's just not only that, but as we build and grow, and as we earn our commissions and get very and have success with it, they give us bonuses besides that. So, and if we get really, really good at it, and our people and not our people, I say our people because I'm not employing them, but the folks that have joined me because they see the vision and they appreciate Nikken's offer, well, they're helping me rise, and all of a sudden I got a trip someplace. I mean, a big, nice, all expense paid trip. So it's lovely. So the initial startup, we consider our cash flow engine as our homes, because how do I put this? Initial startup is a wellness home. Why do we say home? No, we're not talking about brick and mortar. This can be a cot in a army war zone, as it has been. This can be a mansion on a hill. This can be in an apartment. This can be a dorm room. That's where you live. And that's where your 24 hours, 7 days a week is your base. And that's what the cash flow engine's about. In making yourself available, if you feel it's appropriate for you, and taking care of your health, that just home. Your monthly support, repeat purchases, and then upgrades and additional users, product innovations. All of this keeps going and supporting the fact that our homes are healthy and supporting to our ongoing health that we live with daily, no matter what state the Lord's given us. So it's a purpose-driven model. The people that have already been there, the people who are in there and they have their spirit, they can, I can reach up, I can call them, and they can share with someone so that my wandering around on how I talk and so forth doesn't turn some folks off. And so it's how you do it as an individual. It's wonderful. It's exactly what you need to do, and follow your heart and do it. And so therefore you have a core circle of influence, the people that really like what they see, like and want to do it, and you can help them because you've been around to know more, or you can know the people who do know more, and we can help find each other. And then the people that we introduce to the products, and the people that want to buy their products, they don't want to bother with a business. That's great. That is our real core outreach, because it's just like the cotton picking coffee pot was at one time. At one time it was in a pan, and then a percolator, and then a coffee pot, all the way up, and somebody had to have one, some just like the folks down the street, or someone in our world. I had this problem with my getting around and feeling uncomfortable and not being able to do things that I wanted to do, and now I am. And hey, I had that problem. Let me work on myself. Let me see if this helps me. And it very frequently does. And so you have that built into the system, what you plan. The support system sustains growth. At a certain level, you make a major percentage of retail commission, and then you can build on that if you have a group that wants to work with you, or you have hit a way of addressing the public so that your customer base becomes quite large, and it just continues to grow and grow so that your access to revenue increases. And just like an apple that comes from one seed, as the apples on the screen, you can see the cut ready for eating, or what they look like. But that one seed in there can go into bushels of apples. And bushels of apples come from orchards of apples, from one seed. And each of us is a seed, and how we grow and things is how we build our business. And you say, well, okay, that's the individual that's paying bills, but okay, what's this about global impact? Global? No, we're talking, I'm in this country. I'm here now. This is my business. This is my reach, that I know people. Yes, but the people you know people. The people they know people. People they know people. And Nikken does not restrict you to only one market. It has an access, and so eventually you can have, and many of our people do have people moving the product line in many different countries that Nikken's in. So you see, you can start with 9, and that goes to 45 because the people in your group have moved the product, and that's how many things are done, and then they just continue to move up. And not only is the product moving up in actual sales and actual product going out and people working with the product to help their health, but it gives you a new awareness of what our earth is. It gives you a new awareness of how our sun affects our earth. It gives you a new awareness. Now, you may even know it, but you didn't feel it as much because this is a really subtle, it's subtle, but it is powerful because it is so basic. And then you start looking around at the environment, and from that goes more flux. So, but down base of the business, and then you're in it because you need the money, or you want to spread the word and become an influencer. So retail promise, cash bonus, lifestyle bonus are all the same. And then you have personal rebates, group overrides, leadership bonuses. And if you get with a person that encouraged you to look at this, or look around and find somebody, if you fell across us, we'd love to tell you and fill you in all the nitty gritty of this, because the nitty gritty builds up to a really nice lifestyle. Besides the fact of you will have an insight to your health that makes it, the well-being will really be more accessible to you. So active wellness means you can get out and do things that as you want to, and the Nikken Wellness Home is your base. Thank you, Randy. And you have to unmute yourself.
There
you
All right.
are.
Yes, thank you so much, Hattiejane. Well done. I'm going to cover the basis, the cash flow engine, the thing that Nikken's built around, and that is the amazing products. And we call it active wellness because we're taking charge of our own health. We're doing what we can in lifestyle to support health. There are times we need medical intervention for sure. And like Hattiejane said, we've got the best interventionary medical system in the world, but we need to take care of ourselves because our bodies have basic physical needs that no drug or surgery can give us, and we need to take care of that. So the health situation today is really putting a huge burden on our bodies. We know that stress is responsible for over 70% of the chronic illness that is destroying our quality of life at younger and younger ages. Stress impacts heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep, weight, and more. And we know also that we have an epidemic of sleep problems. Over half Americans say they have sleep problems on a regular basis, and you can tell from how many sleep aids are sold over the counter that people are having problems, and it's related to sleep, of course, to stress. And so we need to find ways to deal with stress. And then, of course, the air and water pollution are in the news every day now, and 70 million premature deaths annually are attributed to air pollution and allergies and asthma and all those kinds of things. If we can clean up the air, then we get less of that. And same with water. Even bottled water has all kinds of contaminants in it. They just take the chlorine out so it tastes better, and maybe they filter out some of the heavy metals, but they still have all kinds of agricultural chemicals, medications from upstream where other people have used them, and many endocrine disruptors, microplastic parts. So we really need to clean the water too to reduce the body burden on our health. And of course, the worst thing, and I'm a parenting counselor, so I take this very seriously, that the new childhood includes over a third of the kids, almost 40%, being overweight. They don't even know what fun it is to run fast and climb trees. And 1 out of every 5 adolescents is obese. And we know it's poor nutrition, not enough activity, and they're suffering these degenerative diseases earlier and earlier. And we know they're not getting enough of their produce foods, and they're just a lot of refined foods that don't give them the nutrients they need. And of course, low-income families have it way worse. They're often in food deserts and have higher levels of stress and anxiety and less access to normal health care. And children, we know, are not getting the activity they need. They don't even feel like it because of the obesity. So what is the answer? It is about taking personal responsibility for our self-care. Be healthy by choice, not by chance, because the chances aren't good if you leave it up to just following the crowd. So what we look to is creating a Nikken wellness home, like a greenhouse for people. Take care of our air and our water and our sleep and our nutrition, just like a greenhouse does for a plant. And this is a diagram of a beautiful Nikken wellness home, but we don't need to reconstruct it or anything. We just add the Nikken products into the home to take care of these various natural elements. And over 40 years ago, Nikken did research, and now 45 years ago, they started doing research in magnetic field deficiency syndrome, where people who are not connected to the natural magnetic field of the earth accumulate stress more, and the body has a harder time getting rid of toxins. And so they developed the insoles you see on this picture to reconnect us to the earth, to bring back the magnetic energy of the earth, like all living things have always had until we invented concrete and steel and electric wires and Wi-Fi, which interfere with natural energy that all living things require. So now Nikken has a full line of energy products. You see them, the insoles and the seat I'm sitting on right now, and the grounding pad that gives us the negatively charged ions that we need to balance our natural energies in our bodies that we don't get when we're indoors. And then we have sleeves that give us natural energy and warmth around our knees and elbows. And we have a Kenko Touch, which is a magnetic massage that you can put on any area that's feeling stressed, and it will help it relax and reduce inflammation. It's quite amazing. And then the next thing Nikken invented was the sleep system, and that involves a mattress topper, a comforter, and a pillow. And in this picture also, you see a magnetic mask for the eyes to totally relax them and give them true darkness. So this is based on Japanese research to put us in a natural magnetic field, has bioelectric reflective technology to help the body warm itself properly and evenly, and everything's ergonomically designed of natural material, so there's no allergies, there's no chemicals, so we're reducing the toxic burden and getting a really good night's sleep. And that's what I first noticed when I got up the first morning after being on that topper. I go swimming in the morning and I just didn't get tired. I said to my husband, how come? And he said, must be the mattress. You just got better rest last night. And we were so surprised because both of us slept through the night. But when we woke up, we were so much better, more refreshed and renewed. It was amazing. And the comforter kept us both comfortable. And we were different temperatures, and we would, pull the covers back and forth. Not anymore, not with that comforter. And the pillow is ergonomically designed and gives you the coolness the head needs and the magnetics. And then the water, Nikken added the water system, and it's the finest in the world. I was just telling somebody yesterday, it not only purifies the water down to 2 microns, which is better than almost all the filters out there, but then it also adds natural solar energy, it adds minerals, and it puts the water through a magnetic field so that it's declumped. It's in the normal configuration as if it just came out of a mountain stream. So it tastes fantastic. So your children will drink it. You know, lots of people won't drink water because it tastes terrible, but this tastes fantastic, and it's very absorbable. It doesn't just sit in your stomach. It goes right to the cells. And we have a portable sport bottle that does the same thing, which is amazing. You can take it anywhere, fill it in any faucet, and it actually filters as you suck through the straw. And then we have a shower system that cleanses your water as well. And then the nutritional line is phenomenal. I am a trained nutritionist. I've been teaching nutrition for over 40 years. And Nikken's line is stupendous. The ones that are pictured here are basically our functional foods, concentrated vegetable powder, which is the barley grass, organically grown, and then we have Super Ciaga, which is the best from the fruit world, and then we have the Kenzen Vital Balance, which is a meal replacement powder based on pea protein. It has nothing in there you don't want, and everything and more that your body craves. So it's an amazing line, and it really is a wellness home. And these are all the different products we have. We have the functional foods, the core daily support for all your minerals and vitamins. They're all formulated with food factors. So your body recognizes these micronutrients as food. It doesn't just go through your body, it gets to the cells. And then we have the bone health pack. We have things for the nervous system, wonderful wake up kind of green tea, organically grown, and mental clarity. And then for the gastrointestinal system, we have lactoferrin and digestion. Everything's labeled so it's easy to use, and you can't overdose because everything's in balanced formula. And what's on the outside is the same thing that's in each capsule. They're very careful about that. And for heart health, we have bergesterol and the omega DHA fats. And then for the immune and detox systems, we have more for that. So we really cover all the major functions of the body. And this is just a quick diagram of the easiest way to get your wellness home with these 3 wonderful packs. And then the monthly consumables. So the sleep pack, the water pack, and the energy pack, they're all 10% off when you get them by themselves. And if you get the water pack in your first month, you actually get your original $99 back, which is amazing. And you know, act quickly in April, because in May our prices will go up 3%. And Nikken only does this about every 5 years. It's quite amazing. They're so careful to try to keep these amazing products affordable for families. So please discover it, live it, share it, become a customer. Start with whatever gets you excited, the insoles, the water, the sleep system, whatever it is. And if you want to share it and earn some extra income, part-time entrepreneur is the best way to go. Even if you want to keep your job, having a home-based business gives you some tax advantages. So check with your accountant. And then, of course, you can replace your job if you really work at it and build a big organization like Hattiejane has explained to you, and become a full-time entrepreneur, part of building wellness homes throughout the world and making it a healthier place. So let's begin your success story with active wellness and living a life in balance. And really appreciate you being on this call, this webinar. It's been recorded, and if anyone wants to share another story, I think we have another minute. Yeah, only another minute. But it changes lives. I had a stairway fall on me when we were home renovating, and it took 3 years for it to stop being painful when I was sitting to watch a movie or whatever. And I would probably be a candidate for hip replacement by now. I'm 71, but because of Nikken for 20 years, it's never gotten worse, and it's got significantly better, because stress does not build up in that area, even if I really put it to work, like vacuuming or gardening or watching a long movie. It just doesn't bother me because I'm sitting on a seat here, I sleep on a pad, and if I do build up any stress, it's gone by morning. So there's nothing like it. So get a hold of it. It's a one-stop shop for active wellness. And if you want some extra income, it's a very easy thing. You know, I've told a lot of people about movies I like, and no theater sends me extra money when I send new people to see the movie, but Nikken does. When you share word of mouth to somebody else, Nikken sends you a check when they buy stuff that's going to make them feel better. So every dime you earn is because someone's feeling better, and I love that. So I'm going to stop the recording now and get with the person who invited you and ask about all the other calls that are all during the week. You can learn so much just sitting back and watching these videos and looking up the testimonials about Nikken. There's one tonight, and there's one tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, so on.